Man saves dying eagle from neck abscess in Canadian Rocky Mountains. The first sign was the silence. Snow lay soft and unbroken along a narrow trail in the Canadian Rockies, where the mountains rose like immense white shoulders beneath a pale winter sky. A man walked alone there, boots sinking into powder, breath resting lightly in the cold. He was used to the quiet of these high valleys, yet something about this stillness felt different, expectant, fragile. Just ahead, a dark shape lay half-covered by drifting snow. At first he thought it was fallen bark or a winter-stiff branch, but the outline seemed wrong. Too curved, too alive. He stepped closer. An eagle, motionless, wings folded tight, talons barely visible beneath the frost. Its head rested awkwardly on the ground, as though it had tried to lift itself and failed. A faint pulse of breath stirred its chest, slow and uneven. No other creature moved around it. No wing beats, no mate. Just the soft whisper of wind against pine. The man knelt. The eagle's feathers were dulled, clumped by cold. Beneath its throat, where the golden feathers narrowed into the body, the skin bulged. A rounded swelling, angry and raw against the softness of plumage. It rose like a hard knot under the skin, a wound that had grown. An abscess. The bird trembled with each inhale. Easy, he murmured, barely a breath. The eagle shifted one eye open, a dim amber circle clouded by exhaustion. It didn't strike, didn't pull away. It simply watched him, too weak for anything more. Snow continued to fall around them, soft and slow. The world felt held in that moment, as though the cold itself listened. The man removed his gloves and pressed 2 fingers gently beneath the bird's throat. Its warmth surprised him, alive despite everything. He could feel the swollen pocket beneath the skin, tight and painful. Infection. If left here, the eagle would not last long. A light gust shook the pines. Far off, a raven called once and disappeared into the white. The man glanced at the sky. Afternoon was fading, pale blue deepening toward gray. The mountains always leaned early into darkness. He could leave the bird, let nature take its way. Many would, but something in that quiet amber eye felt like a plea, not spoken, only shared. The eagle tried to lift its head. Its wings twitched weakly, then settled. Its breath rasped against the chill. The man slipped his backpack to the ground. He unzipped a thick wool scarf, old, fraying, and laid it near the bird. His hands moved slowly, not to frighten. He wrapped the cloth around the eagle's body, careful of the swollen neck. The feathers were cold beneath his touch, but deeper inside he could feel the heat of life still burning. The eagle shivered. Its talons flexed once, a faint protest. "DK," he whispered. "It's okay." He slid his arms beneath its wings. The bird weighed more than he expected, but its body felt fragile, as if built of breath and bone and winter light. The swelling pressed against his wrist, hot, painful, refusing to be ignored. Snowflakes clung to its lashes. The amber eye closed again. The man rose, holding the eagle close to his chest, sharing his warmth. The surrounding world blurred into white dunes of snow, pines like silent witnesses. He took slow steps back toward the path. Each foot sank deep, the burden pulling his balance, yet he moved steadily. The forest seemed to open before him, branches parting, shadows gently lifting. The mountains did not speak, but the hush around him felt almost like permission. Now and then the eagle stirred. Its wings fluttered weakly beneath the scarf, then stilled. The man paused each time, whispering quiet reassurances. He didn't expect the bird to understand, but the tone of his voice felt necessary. A soft bridge in the cold. Far below, a narrow valley held a small lodge near the frozen river. It was still a long walk away, but there maybe warmth, light, help. Something more than snow and silence. The man adjusted his hold, feeling the bird's heartbeat, faint but present, tapping against his ribs. He looked once toward the mountains above, their peaks fading into cloud, and then began his descent, leaving behind only shallow footprints and a faint hollow in the snow where a dying eagle had once lain alone. The wind moved over the empty space, gentle and almost tender, as though the mountain itself felt relief that the story was not ending here, only beginning. Evening settled over the valley as the man carried the eagle toward the small wooden lodge by the frozen river. The bird's head rested weakly against his arm, breath thin, the swollen mass at its neck warm beneath matted feathers. Snow whispered along the path, but he walked steadily, guided by the quiet weight he held. Inside the lodge, lamplight glowed softly. The man cleared a low table and unwrapped the wool scarf. The eagle stirred, lifting one amber eye. The abscess beneath its neck was swollen, its feathers thinned around raw skin. Infection pulsed beneath the surface. Stubborn, dangerous. Bass. Aram, he murmured, barely above a breath. He warmed water on the stove, dipping a clean cloth before pressing it gently to the wound. The eagle flinched, talons curling against the table, but there was no fight left. Its wings remained half open as though carried by trust or exhaustion. The cloth came away dark. Likely an injury left untended in deep winter. Frozen nights, no chance to heal. He prepared a small sterile blade from his kit. His hands moved slow, steady. The lodge held a quiet calm, only fire cracking softly beside them. He pressed around the swelling. Heat radiated through feathers. Then, with a careful motion, he made a small incision. The abscess released at once, dark and thick, easing the bird's tension. The eagle trembled but remained still, breath deepening despite the pain. "Shabash," he whispered. "Brave one." He cleaned the open wound again and again, wiping until the swollen skin softened beneath his touch. The eagle's head dipped, beak brushing lightly against his sleeve. Brief, quiet contact. Not pleading, simply present. He flushed the wound with warm water, then stitched the skin with thin thread, each knot small and precise. When the last stitch settled, he wrapped a cloth bandage gently around the neck, tucking feathers to rest comfortably. The eagle sagged with exhaustion. He lifted it with both hands and placed it inside a wooden crate lined with blankets near the hearth. Firelight painted soft shadows on its wings. Its eye blinked once, slow but clearer, before closing. Outside, wind pressed softly against the walls. The river whispered beneath its frozen shell. The man settled beside the crate, watching the rise and fall of the eagle's chest. It was deeper now, no longer ragged. He placed a small bowl of water nearby. A gesture, nothing urgent. Healing would come slowly. Hours passed in low firelight. Sometimes the bird stirred, adjusting its wings, then resting again. Snow fell beyond the windows, quiet and endless. Just before dawn, the eagle lifted its head, and not strong but purposeful. Its eye found him. He whispered, "Theek, you're okay." The bird blinked once in answer. Inside the lodge, surrounded by fire and mountain silence, a fragile bond settled, born not of fear or claim, but of quiet presence, gentle hands, and the simple choice to stay. Morning came quietly over the valley, brushing soft light across the snow. The eagle rested near the hearth, its breathing steady, feathers settling over the stitched wound. When it lifted its head, the movement held new strength. Its amber eye watched the room with cautious alertness. The man approached slowly, open hands, calm breath. The eagle shifted, stretching its wings just enough to test them. Its talons dug lightly into the blanket, steady and alive. He placed a bowl of water nearby. The bird drank in small, careful sips. When finished, it paused, then shook its wings. A simple gesture, but full of promise. Outside, sunlight touched the pines, reflecting on frozen river stone. The man prepared his pack without hurry. He knew what came next. He opened the door. Cold air entered, clear and quiet. The eagle looked toward it, body rising with slow intention. He lifted the bird gently. This time it held its own weight. Snow crunched beneath his boots as he stepped outside. The clearing stood bright and silent, mountains standing wide behind. He placed the eagle on a low log. It steadied itself, wings opening wider. Feathers rustled in the cold. For a moment it only stood, still remembering. "Yeah," he whispered. "Go." The eagle turned once toward him, then pushed upward. Snow lifted beneath its wings as it rose, unsteady at first, then firm. It circled once above the clearing, silent in the morning air, before climbing toward the high ridges where winter waited. The man watched until the bird vanished beyond the bright edge of mountains. The clearing remained quiet. Only the memory of wings lingered. He stood alone, then walked back to the lodge, leaving faint footprints behind. Inside, the fire warmed the room. Nothing had changed, yet the silence felt fuller, carrying a quiet gratitude. Outside, the mountains held the moment like a secret, letting the story drift into snow and sky. where it belonged.